Hello and welcome to Totally Rovers, with a couple of Blackburn Rovers fans talking about Blackburn Rovers. On the pod this week with our Rovers roundup, we're going to be discussing transfers, and then we're going to talk about the away game to Hull City. On the pod, of course, there's myself, Luke, and we've got Liam. So, how are you doing today?
How are we doing, everybody? Yeah, doing good, mate. Doing good. First day off in about 6-7 days. I've worked all through bank holiday weekend, so I didn't get to see much football this weekend. So I'll be counting on you. I've watched the highlights, followed the match reports, done the best I can. But I've kept on top of all the transfer news, so I'm assuming we were going into that first. So um, before we do that, how about you? How are you?
I'm all right. I've just been spending time with family and working, and managed to get the time to watch Rovers as well against Hull, which was a brilliant game, which, of course,
Yeah,
we'll talk about later.
I
But
watched the
first,
highlights. We were very good.
yeah, brilliant. But first, we're going to do the transfer roundup. It's been quite a busy week for Rovers in the transfer window this week. There's been plenty of activity going on.
Oh yes,
One of our first arrival was Musa Baradji, 24-year-old box-to-box French midfielder. He's been signed from Ewood Sport on a season-long loan with an option to buy. So I've seen the profile of him. Looks like the sort of fit that we need in that midfield, and the box-to-box midfielder that
he's
can
got
drive the
good.
ball forward, press on. But he looks quite. He's been on the radar of a few clubs, hasn't he? Besides Rovers,
Yeah,
and I'm quite surprised that we were top of the pecking order of the clubs that were on that were after him. I mean, Celtic were one of the clubs that were after him, and they chose to go Rovers instead, which
no, we've
that's
done
good
well
to
there.
see. Good to see.
He, like
Yeah,
like you say, the box to box midfielder is very creative. Likes to take the ball forward and create things. Apparently, last season he got 4 goals and 3 assists in 27 games, which isn't bad for a box to box midfielder, I suppose. So
yeah,
it shows
that's that's better.
he can produce goods as well.
Yeah, that's good. I think if we get a box-up midfielder that can be a goal threat, I mean, on paper at least, that could be an upgrade on Travis, in my opinion, anyway. Because Travis is not really a goal threat,
Yeah,
is he?
no,
He's not really known for creating chances either and pressing forward. Well, he can press forward, but from what I've seen on Baradji with his YouTube footage and the reading up on his profile, I think he could be the sort of player that we need on the books and into the squad
absolutely.
as well. But I'm quite pleased to see that Rovers have been smart with the transfer on Baradji because when they did a medical on him, he was injured and they obviously doing it with due diligence and making sure that we're not wasting a lot of money. Because the last thing the club wants is another Arne Sigurdsson on our hands, which
This
is
is
what we
true.
don't need. And
Completely
Arne
agree.
Sigurdsson was a real waste of money when it comes to payroll and what we didn't get in return because he was injured and couldn't stay fit. But all in all, it looks like a promising prospect for us coming into Rovers. I mean, if it turns out all well for us, we can get him on a permanent deal. And obviously, the second arrival has been the ones that plenty of Rovers fans have got excited about. Is a Japanese international, Ryoura Morishita, and he's a Japanese right forward. He plays for the international team, so Yuki Ohashi will know him as well. So that help him familiarise himself and settle in. And he also played with Yuri Ribeiro in his previous career, in his career as well. So
Yeah.
that will also be another advantage for us as well.
Coming from
Got
Ledger Warsaw and
a
all,
bit of
you'd like to
global
think you've
prospect.
got some decent experience. So,
But for what I
uh,
saw on Morishita, he's all right. He's got 51 appearances, 14 goals, 14 assists, and he's got 2 trophies to his name on his honour
yeah,
list, 2 major trophies, and he scored a goal for Japan at international level. So there's got a player there who's a proven winner with
he
plenty
can
of
play all over the
experience.
pitch
But
as well.
yeah, he can play all over the pitch up front as well, from what I've seen as well.
Apparently, he's
So
even played at
that's a
left
good
back and
option
left
to
wing
have.
back. Apparently, so
No, I think he's going to be more as a forward.
oh yeah, he's
With an how
definitely
many
coming in
wing
as a
backs we've got
forward.
though.
He's definitely
Mm.
coming in as a forward. He's mainly a right winger and attacker, but I'm saying he's even played. He's played pretty much everywhere, but the keeper in his time.
What, he's even played at centre back as well?
I'm not sure on that one, but I was reading up on him. And apparently, he's very versatile, and he'll put himself anywhere on the pitch if needed.
That's what we need, really, don't we? We've got some versatile players that can play in one, maybe two positions, but probably more specialised in one position rather than another because we don't want really
Oh yeah,
is a Joe Rankin Costello, really, do we, in the squad
no, we
where
don't.
that can't really nail themselves or carve that niche out in that position on the pitch. But from what I've seen on Morishita or Morishita, I've probably pronounced it wrong.
I've
Sorry,
been
I
pronouncing it
have
Mauricito.
butchered that name. Pardon?
I've been
How
pronouncing
do you
it
pronounce it?
Mauricito.
Morishita, right?
I don't know if that's right. That's what I've been pronouncing it as.
Oh well, I think we've butchered it either way, and I do apologise profusely on that. Ryora, I'll pronounce him as Ryora, just to be on the safe side. Um, yeah, from what I've seen on his footage and his profile, I thought, yeah, this is the sort of forward that we need for Rovers, going on the counter attack and out wide. Besides Ryan Hedges and besides Augustus Cogbo, got another option there out the counter attack that can add that extra dimension to the forward line.
I think he'd be an
Um,
improvement on Dolan and all, personally.
yeah, from what I've seen on him compared to Dolan, I think Dolan's got more speed and pace. But what Raiola has that I think Dolan lacked and he's still learning his trade on is the creativity, the decision making, creating chances, and scoring goals, which I think Dolan came a bit short on and being a goal threat, didn't he, as a
Yeah.
forward for Rovers. But he's not playing in the Championship. He's come from the Polish league, so that'll be a completely different challenge altogether. It all remains to be seen. But if he does deliver the goods like I've seen on there, then I would definitely say that he's an upgrade on Tyrese Dolan, in my opinion. I don't know what your views and thoughts would be on the first impression you've seen in him from the profile and the footage you've
From
seen of
from what I've
Raiola.
read and what I've seen so far, I would say he's an exciting prospect that could well become a better player than what Dolan was for us, given some time.
And I know we were sad to see Tyrese Dolan go, but if he's proven to be an upgrade to Dolan, I don't think we'll say, "Oh, we wish we let go of Tyrese Dolan," will we? We won't be ruining that
No,
decision of that that's been made by the club. So that's the arrivals. There is apparently rumoured to be another forward that Rovers are after, and a
well,
Senegalese forward. You've got the
there's two
details on that, haven't you?
there's two more players that we've been linked with. Whether either of them come to fruition, I don't know. These are just links for now. But we've been linked with a St. Pauli player that plays in Bundesliga called Oladapo Afolayan. Used to play for Bolton Wanderers. He's 27-year-old. He's a forward slash winger. Not the biggest goal scoring threat, but he had his best season when he helped St. Pauli last season get promoted back up to Bundesliga. Whenever it was, they got promoted back up to, but he got 9 goals. He's got 15 goals, 7 assists in 79 games. It's not a great tally, but again, he's got experience of playing in the Bundesliga against some tough players. So whether he's any good, I don't know. But he's one that we've been linked with. But the main one that we've been linked with, the one that I've been really excited about, Sambou Simano, Senegalese striker, 24-year-old, plays for Lorient. He's a decent player. Helped Lorient get promoted last season. Last season scored 14 goals in 32 games. Season before he was on loan at Quevilly and got 15 goals for them. So the guy knows how to put the ball in the net.
Well, that's exactly what we need, don't we, with a forward as well for Rovers.
Exactly.
I
The
know
only
Hashi
downside
and
with him,
Gay can do that, but if we need
the only
someone who's an out and out goal scorer, I mean, based on what you told me there, that fits the profile of the player that we need further up the
absolutely,
line,
and he's
and
young, so
particularly
he
when you
can
got
still develop.
exactly, and particularly when you got like the likes of Ohashi and Cogbo and even Hedges running out wide to feed the ball to him, that could be
Yeah,
the sort of player that we definitely need as a centre forward for us.
there's a slight
I mean, that'd be a
downside to
really
the
good
whole
option.
situation,
Yeah.
and that's the fee.
Mm.
They
Yeah,
want five
that's worrying
million
me.
for him, and it's whether we can put together some sort of package deal, whether we do it over a certain amount of time or what, to get that sort of funding for him. Because I don't know if we can we'd be willing to pay 5 million up front.
It's the same, doesn't it? No one really knows what's going on with the legal issues with the owners. And I
No,
mean, it's not.
we
We have pushed the ball out before and signing forwards, haven't we, in the past? I mean, this is
absolutely,
before the legal case, isn't it? Ben Brereton Diaz is one example of that.
exactly.
We paid about 7 million for him, didn't we? But
Yeah,
that took time for Brereton to actually grow and develop as a player, didn't it, as well? And I agree with the fact that we got rid of him, but that's another story for another day. Um, and Jordan Rhodes is another one. Pushed the ball out for him, didn't we? In terms
we
of
did,
paying
yes,
money for a forward.
but
But then
we
we were
made a
on
good profit
parachute
on him though as
payments.
well, though, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. But we had parachute payments, didn't we, when we got Jordan Rhodes? So the circumstances there are a bit different. But
Yeah,
I think one forward we got good money from in terms of buying and then selling on is Adam Armstrong. I mean, we bought
this
him
is
for like
true.
2 3 million and sold him for about 15.
Yep.
So if they're going to see a profit in that player, they might potentially push the ball out and get him. And if it
Yeah.
helps the club develop forward and in terms of maybe getting us into the playoffs and who knows, but I don't think I'm probably going to be ahead of myself talking about it like that hypothetically, but who knows? I mean, it could be an option worth exploring for Rovers into this season. What was that other striker you told me that was linked to Bolton? I mean, playing in the Bundesliga,
Oladapo
that is a good.
Opholion.
That's the one, yeah. I'm trying to. I didn't want to pronounce his name wrong. I've already butchered one name. I don't want to butcher another one. So,
Call him Dapo for
but
short. That's what they call him on the articles. Dapo.
all right. So what when you mentioned him, I thought his experience in Bundesliga. I thought, yeah, he's played at a high level. So I thought
But
that
he's not got many
experience and the
goals.
Bundesliga exactly, and the Bundesliga is a physical league. It's the intense league, isn't it? As well, you know,
You're
he's
playing
played
against
against
like
some
Bayern
top,
Munich and Dortmund
yeah,
and Leipzig and
and
Wolfsburg and
yeah, exactly. He's played alongside the likes of Harry Kane and who else is at Dortmund? No, Joe
Jude,
Bellingham
Bell-
wasn't at Dortmund back
uh,
then, but
Jude Bellingham was there,
yeah,
but I don't think he was there at that point. I think he'd already gone to Real, but that's who you were thinking about. But no, you've got players like Sadio Mane and Kane, and then you've got players at Dortmund and Leipzig. So he's played against the players like Gittins and stuff like that. He's played against these decent players that you hear about, Florian Wirtz and stuff like that. He's played against all these sort of players.
yeah, and those sort of like, and that's something you can take into squad that'll benefit him and benefit the team potentially as well.
The
So
downside is when he was in the German second division, he got 9 goals in that season that helped get him promoted. But then the following season, he only managed to get 3 goals. So he found it a lot tougher to make the transition up to the bigger league. Now, obviously, it's only just starting a new season in Bundesliga, so but 3 goals in a season is not a great tally, even for a striker, is it? Let's be honest.
no, no, that's like
That's
Sam
what worries
Gallagher
me.
tally, isn't it?
That's why
That's like
I'm more excited about this Lorient one because he's a lot younger and he's already knocking the numbers in.
mm, I mean, if he came to us, he'd be quite raw, wouldn't he? As well,
Yeah,
that raw talent that's there that we can nurture. You know, I'm not comparing like for like in terms of position, but there's a parallel I'm drawing
yeah.
here. It could be like what we're doing with Cardboard at the moment. When he comes through, you know, just bed himself in and then eventually get the minutes on the pitch if we happen to buy him and push the ball out in terms of getting more money into the, you know, purchasing the player like that. But all in all, it's the transfer window has been very, very busy summer for Rovers so far. But obviously, we've had some players, a couple of players come through the door and into the building.
Yeah,
Exusi Mafombe, the youngster, has been released by the club. The contract was terminated by mutual agreement. The young attacker hasn't played at all this season, nor has he played much at all in the preseason. So obviously he's gone. He's found a new club actually pretty quickly. He's gone to a Swiss club called Stradlasari Auchi. Um, I think that's probably the best decision for the club. I mean, if he's not
I'm
going to be
glad you
part of
can
Ishmael's
pronounce
plans
that
now,
because
and
I
he's,
couldn't.
I mean, if he's not part of Ishmael's plans now and into the future, there's that valuable ESC slot taken up. So
Yeah,
I can see logistics of Rovers getting rid of him. You know, I mean, good luck to him. Obviously, our youngster from the academy, Leo Duru, the American under 20s international right back, has been loaned out to the MLS club San Diego FC until the end of
yep.
the MLS season, which is October. I think the reason behind that is to get him some minutes, get him some regular minutes, and build and develop him. Just a disclaimer, guys. After recording, the news have broke out of John Buckley and Lewis Travis leaving Blackburn Rovers becoming official, which of course we'll discuss next week. So I do apologise if we sound like we're not up to speed, but I can assure you that we are. Anyway, let's go back to the pod. And then obviously, last but not least, is the up and coming exit of Lewis Travis, which is a very messy divorce of his from the club.
Yeah,
I mean, it's all pretty much done now. It's all been finalised. Reportedly sold to Derby for around £3 million plus add-ons.
That's not a bad fee though.
which is no, not a bad fee
Say
given
he's
that
got a
he's
year
out
left.
of contract. Yeah, exactly. Out of contract for the next 12 months. Valerian Ishmael poured a bit of acid on Travis, didn't he, about his departure, saying he was very disappointed in him and how he's gone about it.
Yeah,
So it's very much a point of no return for him. But once everything's done and sorted, I think we can discuss that more in depth another time once everything's
exactly.
finalised and everything becomes official.
Maybe
But
maybe
all
the
in
money
all,
from
and
that might be what helps us get this Sumari guy in
well, it could do. It could do. It may be the money used to get the Japanese forward that we got as well, Raiola
Sumano. Sorry,
as
Sumari.
well.
I meant Sumano.
Yeah,
I'm butchering
yeah.
names as well
But
today, so there you go.
no, we're doing terrible, aren't we? Butchering names. I know Rudy Gestede has had his critics when it comes to being a senior figure
He's
in the
been
locker
very
room and
proactive this
whatnot.
summer though.
But
There
if
is
Rovers do well this season and all the recruits turn out to be hidden gems and diamonds in the rough, we've got to give him his credit where it's due with
I'll be
Rudy.
honest with you, I want this window closed now though because I am hearing other rumours that I'm not liking the hearing of. Watford are wanting Hyam.
That's surface level rumours, but it's how much are Watford willing to fork out for Dom Hyam? That's the question I ask myself.
It's a good question, but I mean, we did 2 weeks back. We weren't even considering Travis leaving. We were talking about Travis and Tronster being the partnership for this season, and then that materialised very
Mm.
quick. So I want this window closed now because I'm fed up of hearing players that we've got in that have started to get bedded in and started to gel under us, getting touted by other clubs around us.
Yeah, Dom Hyam is a well-established player for us, and he's a
Exactly,
reliable, solid centre back who
and it
stays
looks like
fit.
he's
I
made
mean,
a
he played
good.
every yeah,
Looks like he's made a good
and he played
partnership with McLaughlin.
yeah, exactly. We don't want to break that and don't want to disrupt that. I mean, who knows what's going to happen with and obviously Tronstad's contract needs sorting out. But Dom Hyam be a tough one to replace. Should we sign him to Watford? And I don't know how much Watford are willing to pay for Dom Hyam. I know he's
Yeah,
got 12 months left on his contract,
there's nothing concrete
and
with that one yet. It's just talks.
yeah, it's just surface level rumours as far as
Yeah,
I'm concerned. But like you said, what you said about Travis, it all manifested itself, didn't it, over time?
yeah.
A part of me thinks it's not going to be the same with Dom Hyam. I
I
think I
hope
can
not.
understand why Travis has manifested itself because Eustace, playing under John Eustace, and the
Yeah,
other players that have gone to Derby. Somehow I don't see why Dom Hyam would go to Watford. No disrespect to
no.
Watford. It's not gonna be it's not gonna be a step forward at best. It's gonna be a sideways step,
Yeah,
if I'm gonna be brutally honest with
and
Dom Hyam, should he go to Watford.
I think the business we're doing this summer makes us look like an exciting prospect for this season and seasons going forward.
Yeah, exactly. But only time will tell, won't it, with how things pan out for Rovers. I mean, the
Yeah,
season's only just started. So, that's the transfer roundup for Rovers. I know Rovers roundup of transfers. So, we entered into the third game of the season. We're away from home. We went to the East Coast against Hull City. I mean, we were on the back end of a very cruel defeat to Birmingham, and then we had a defeat before then against West Brom. So I wasn't really sure what to expect with Rovers
I'll be
against Hull
honest with you.
City prior to starting.
I expected us to struggle this week. I thought especially with the way Hull had started and how they'd looked, I thought we could be in danger of a romping this week. Personally, I thought the
Yeah,
Birmingham game. I thought we were unfortunate, but we were masters of our own downfall in that one. I thought the West Brom was a very tight, tense, cagey affair that they managed to take the win from. But I thought Hull was probably going to be our toughest one so far this season with how they've started. So I thought I'm looking at us having a really tough day, and how wrong I was.
yeah, I was pleasantly surprised, and I was glad to be wrong with that as well because I thought this is going to be a really tough game against Hull City. And like what you said, Hull had a really good start. I mean, they held Coventry away from home to a 0-0 draw. And this is the same side that battered Queen's Park Rangers 7-1 over the weekend.
Yeah,
And then they narrowed out a 3-2 victory at home to Oxford. And Alan McBurney grabbed the late winning goal that sealed the 3 points for Hull. And I mean, Hull are tipped by a lot of fans outside of the Tigers circle to struggle this season with the transfer embargo that's going on, which is still appealing as far as I'm aware at the time of recording. But I was intrigued to see how Rovers could bounce back and respond from the defeat to Birmingham, because it could have been really demoralising for the squad. But
True.
I was so glad that we bounced back in emphatic fashion with that 3-0 win we got away from home as well. I mean, the first half of the game, we were very cagey at the start. I mean, Hull tried attempts on goal within the first 20 minutes. Rovers held on. We were resilient. We were organised. Balch Toff made some crucial saves. The header by Bernie, and there
What
was
a
a shot
save.
outside the box.
What a
Yeah, it was a
save.
brilliant save. And then there was that shot from outside the box. It was quite a powerful shot
Yeah.
from Joe Nadal, which Toff did a really great save on as
Yeah,
well.
another good save. But like I said,
Yeah,
that McBurney header, I thought that was in all day long. I actually couldn't believe he managed to keep that out. I was well impressed.
yeah, Toff has been a safe pair of hands, if I'm going to be really honest with you. I mean, they were the really early moments that he had in the game with Rovers.
Yeah,
And and then obviously you got to give credit to Sean McLaughlin and Dom Hyam. They were just
yeah,
sensible, organised, stuck to the basics, and mastered it in terms of defending. There's just no nonsense. They just kept it simple from the looks of it. And you
not
know
true.
they're going to be the unsung heroes because of the result and the scoreline. But and I mean the clean sheet pretty much speaks for itself, really. So you know I've got to really applaud Hyam and McLaughlin there, and they could look to
Not,
be pretty solid centre back pair for Rovers in this
I
season.
agree.
But after that point, Rovers got the ball, pressing on the counter attack, plenty of space. I mean, Tavares won a duel, and then you had the ball that fell to Carbo just outside the box. Carbo had his quick decision making there, really clever. Saw Ryan Hedges and marked outside the box, and then there was that clever finish into the net. I mean, that was a beautiful goal from Ryan Hedges.
Lovely goal.
I mean, he really brilliant header, and
He
I
looks
thought he
like
hadn't
he's made.
scored for.
It looks like he's making that spot his own as Carbo on that right hand side already. To say he's not
You
meant to
think
be
so?
playing on that side, he looks like he seems to be enjoying playing there. So fingers crossed
Yeah,
he could do that more often.
yeah. I think he looks as good at right as he does on the left, and
Yeah,
Ryan Hedges, though, looks far more effective on the left-hand side than he does on the right. I
he had
think
a
he
very,
looks
very
more
good game.
comfortable. He looks, yeah, he's had a really good game, Ryan Hedges. And I mean, it was a fantastic goal from Ryan Hedges. I mean,
It
we were
was
up
a
in
very
like
nice finish.
just we were up in just like 20 minutes. But what was really good to see with Rovers, like after that goal, we just didn't sit back on our lead. We didn't
No,
shut
we
up
didn't.
shop. We didn't park the bus. We tried to go for another goal and extend our lead. There was one moment in the game where Cogbo had the run on the counter attack. Sondra Chancellor set him up with that pass, and he was a bit hesitant on his decision making just outside the box, which the whole defence were catching up on him at that point. And then he got the ball out wide from the pressing from the whole defence.
Yeah,
But all in all, Cogbo had a good game. Quick and on the counter when he's quick and on the counter attack. He just needs to work more in his decision making, like thinking on his feet, and then the end product. I think once Cardboard gets a goal for us, I think that's where the momentum really starts going for Cardboard. I think that'll
yeah.
be a real confidence build for him. But on the first half, it finished 1-0, of course, at the break. And I mean, it was a really good performance from us. I was really pleased with how Rovers had done. I was just thinking, can we extend that lead and, or at the very least, get a draw from this game? But lo and behold, in the second half, started really quickly. We're off on the front foot. That's always key for me when Rovers
Yeah,
start off on the front foot and start games quickly. I think this really sets the tone for us. And obviously, we got a free kick. Todd Campbell did that very clever pass instead of hoofing a long ball or a cross. Saw Ryan Hedges and marked, and then he had that shot on goal. And then it just brushed past Yuko Hashi to go into net as well. I mean, Ohashi disputed it, didn't he, when he got took off as a substitute? Because it was Hedges' name on the score sheet and not him. And then he shone when he got off, the ball tapped his belly, brushed his
it
belly.
barely touched him
Quite
though. I
funny.
felt a bit hard done by on Hedges for having a second goal there, really. But it did hit him. It did hit Hashi, but it was barely. It was barely. I don't really
Mm.
think it changed much direction of the ball, did it?
No, I don't think it did,
So
really,
I think Hedges was
from
on for
what I
scoring that
saw.
goal anyway. But
It doubled our lead. It got us further ahead in the game, which doesn't really
Yeah,
matter, does it, in the grand scheme of things? I mean, when we were 2-0 up, we continued to press. We
yeah.
continued to go for another goal, and we played with that high energy, purpose, and intent. I mean, Ryan Alabiosu pressed the ball wide and wide flank, and the keeper got saved the ball on Todd Cantwell, got the ball in after the rebound, and then we were just 3-0 up. I mean, there were plenty more attempts on goal after that. I mean, Gay had an attempt, which he was offside for, but he missed an absolute sitter by hitting it over the bar. Dom Hyam was unlucky not to get a goal with that header from a set piece. I mean, all in all, it was a really, really good performance from Rovers, and
There's some
we could have got
standout
4,
performances
5,
around
and
the
maybe
pitch as
6
well.
goals. Yeah, Ryan Hedges had an attempt on goal where he could have got another one, which
He
was
had
so
his one
close
goal
as
robbed
well.
off him by a Hashi.
Yeah. Ryan Hedges potentially could have got a hat trick against Hull.
Exactly.
That's, yeah, I mean, Hedges hat trick. That'd be like quite a good like ring to it, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But all in all, it was a really, really good performance from Rovers. I mean, that was a surprise in the best way. Who'd have thought we'd have got a win, first win away from home, and bagging a clean
Against,
sheet as well.
and against a side like Hull that were doing really well at the start of the season and that
Yeah.
actually looked dangerous at the start of the game, to be fair, for the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, they did, but we didn't shove. We didn't surrender to them,
No, we
and I think
didn't.
that was really good. That was
And then we
really
just
good.
took command
Like,
of the game after that.
yeah, we grabbed the game by the scruff of the neck at that point as well, and then we'd
I
never
thought
put our foot
Campbell
off
had
the
a
gas.
brilliant game.
Yeah, Todd Cantwell had a. I think that was his best game so far in a Rovers shirt, not just because of the goal, but he just dictated play, didn't he?
Yeah,
You
he
know,
did and I think he suits having the captain's band because he like you say, he was a leader. He dictated. He kind of controlled the game, ran the game.
yeah, I think it's elevated Todd Cantwell as well. I think he's embracing that role as the Rovers skipper. And arguably, Todd Campbell is the most gifted and talented player when it comes to skill set of the players in the Rovers squad. So obviously he
Yeah,
can set standards and hold players to a standard because he can practice what he preach in that regard as well.
yeah.
Which, dare I say it, maybe I'm comparing him to Travis in that regard. Travis could lead a team, but he didn't quite have the skill set that Todd Campbell has. I mean,
No,
it's a different setup of football, really. If in a more pragmatic setup, Travis is quite good in that regards. But if you're playing a more attacking-minded setup, more counter-attacking football,
it suit Campbell.
Cantwell's obviously much better equipped in terms of being the skipper for that game. And I mean, his heat map as well. He was all over the pitch as well when he was playing for Rovers. He knew where the players should go, where the position should be, and his reading the game was really good from Todd Cantwell. So I mean, you couldn't praise him. I cannot praise him high enough. I mean, that is
No,
an exemplary performance from Todd Cantwell. And if we're going to be like that week in, week out, and he's able to stay fit, I mean, there's plenty to get excited about with Todd Cantwell.
there is.
But
But
it's early
like I
days,
say,
though. So
it wasn't just him. I mean, he was the best player on the pitch for us, in my opinion. He does a man a match. But it was nice to see the new signings all looking like they were all settled and playing well. I can't pronounce his name at the back now.
Alabiosu.
Alabiosu. I was about to say Alabiesu. So there you go. That's where I was butchering another name there. Alabiosu. Taking the ball forward. He seems to do a really good job of that, but he also seems to pick up well at the back. You've got the two at the back with Hyman
McLaughlin.
McLaughlin. I don't know why I was about to say Montgomery. I was like, no, don't do it again.
Yeah, he did come on in midfield. He looked all right, but didn't set the world alight. But he came on substitute. And another new signings as well. Tavares looked pretty solid. I
Tavares
think he's
looked
going to
good.
grow into. I think he's going to grow into his game as well. But what I liked about Alabiosu, as you mentioned, not only is he good going forward and pressing with the ball, he's got the size and strength to do the defensive duties as well.
Yeah.
Which maybe you could argue a point that he could be an upgrade on Callum Britton on the defensive side of things
Hmm.
as well.
We'll see
But
as the season goes on, but it could well be.
it's early days though, so only time
It
will
is.
tell. And we'll just have to see on how the season pans out, and
Yeah,
then we
I'm
can have
loving
a better
Carboy in
idea
his
on
new
how our new
position.
signings do.
Hedges is playing with confidence. The team just looked so much better this week. And with the new assets coming in to just give him that competition in these positions, who knows? We could be actually looking forward to a promising season.
I tell you, looked all right as well about new signings. Henriksen did as well in terms of the physical aspect and picking out the odd passes. He's still quite raw. He still needs to
Yeah,
add himself into the team. But out of the new signings that speak out for me are the three ones that we mentioned: McLaughlin, Alabiosu, and Tavares. They're the standout ones for me that have really impressed me so far. Have done quite well so far.
yeah,
But what was also really nice to see with Rovers, I've already mentioned they don't take the foot off the gas. They seem to enjoy their football as well when they were playing at home. Like towards the later stages of the game where we dominated possession, we can complete control of the game. They were just keeping possession, just doing neat passes there, passing there, passing there. And there was a lot of cheers from the fans as well, from the
yeah.
Rovers fans that travelled. I think there was over 1,000 fans that travelled to the East Coast, and I was really pleased with Rovers. I couldn't have asked for a better response to the game against Birmingham. The only gripe I have, maybe I'm nitpicking here, is that we probably need to be a little bit more ruthless on the final third. But when you're
Yeah,
3-0 up, that's carping really. But when it's against sides that are much more defensively minded, difficult to break down, where chances are few and far between, we need to take them chances and make them count.
I agree.
But having said that, we'll definitely learn that and definitely find a way to win games against teams like that. But I'm absolutely buzzing with the result, buzzing with the performance from Rovers, and the
Very much same
scoreline,
here.
from what I saw, accurately reflects that. One thing I also noticed as well, I think it was what we took from the Birmingham game and into this game against Hull, was the dark art side of things. I mean, we had players like Ollie McBurney, Casey Palmer, and Regan Slater. You know, they're big, strong, physical players. McBurney and Slater are probably more the dark arts players. We didn't we didn't surrender or bow down to them. We was like, we're not having that nonsense. Bully us all you like. You're not gonna tear us down, that sort of mentality. I think we're getting more of a winning mentality installed into the team, despite the results against West Brom and Birmingham.
Yeah,
But we've also got a side that's got more physicality added to the Rovers side as well, which I've noticed to see, particularly with our newer signings. There's more of a
yes,
physical edge added to the team,
and
as
a
well
lot
as the
younger.
yeah,
I mean, you
as well
look
as
at
the
last season. We
pace,
brought in
intensity.
Wyman, we brought in Bath. They were experienced, but they were quite old, and we brought in a lot of fresh young talent this time around. It's like we're almost trying to build around what we've got and some of the experienced players we've got, and build a team around that.
Yeah, absolutely. And as well as the physicality. I mean, besides the only like really physical players that we had last season, I would say is Matt Gay, really in terms of physical play. Maybe Tronstad, he can do the physical stuff, and Danny Bart and Dom Hyatt.
Mm,
But we've got more players around the pitch that can do that, as well as the ones I've mentioned. You've got Alabiosu, Tavares, Lewis Miller, McLaughlin, and Henriksen. They like got physicality into them, that strength
yeah,
into that team as well. I mean, you couldn't say the same in terms of strength and physicality like you were Callum Britton and Tyrese Dolan, could you, for example?
no,
We
fair
couldn't
point.
really, and they're shorter players. I mean, it's not their fault that they are, but they don't have that profile of build of a player as well.
No,
So I think we're building fit not just physical strength, but also mental strength as well into this team as well. So
fingers crossed. Onwards
that's
to the
another
next
thing.
one.
Yeah, hopefully we'll take this win to get this momentum running, and on to the next game, which is against Norwich City. And we're
It
back
is.
home, and Norwich are on the back end of a defeat at home to Middlesbrough. And Borough played really well against Norwich. And Middlesbrough are a high pressing, intense team as well, which I saw from Rob Edwards' side. And they could
So
have been three, maybe four up as well against Norwich.
that might prove
Again,
something for us then. If we have quite high intense and pressing, we can maybe get some sort of decent result against Norwich at home in front of our fans. So fingers crossed, we
yeah.
take this win into the next one and get a good result against Norwich.
They have still got Josh Sargent though. I mean, he's going to be the key player for them. I mean, if we keep Josh Sargent quiet, like we kept Ollie McBurney quiet, I think that'd be key to us getting something out of that game as well.
Yeah.
That could be key for us. I mean, it's going to be a tough game. Make no mistakes about it. And Norwich are tipped to be one of the teams to do well in Championship. Not only with Liam Manning in charge, but also the players that they've got and the squad they've got on paper
Yeah.
to being a shout for the playoffs, really. Be in competition and get in a playoff spot. So it's going to be really tough. I mean, I think Ewood could be a fortress this weekend.
Yeah.
If we play like we did against Hull, Ewood could potentially become a fortress this season.
Let's hope so.
Oh, that's everything round up. What do you make of our transfers throughout the week? What did you make of our arrivals and our departures? And obviously, what did you make of the Hull City game? Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time on Totally Rovers. See you next time.
See you, everybody.